Hey, it's the Mido Show.
Hey,
it's the Mido Show.
Boom, we're live. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Mido Show. This episode, I got my good buddy Artie Lopez, who is a host of the Smoke and Mirrors comedy open mic here in Ventura every Wednesday night at Gigi's Cocktail Lounge. Puts on a great show out there, gets a lot of people to come out there. One thing I like is you've been getting some like headliner comics to come out there.
Dude, we've been growing. I started off doing it just locals at first, and then just slowly like to pick it up. And we got a budget at one point, which was nice. And we're able to get Dean Del Rey, we're able to get Ian Edwards, just some big heavy hitters that are from the Comedy Store, just around doing some big things so we could watch. But it's growing, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. The one thing I like is just how you guys are getting the comedy scene like set up out here, because I know how like me and Aaron were talking about it before. Because I've been into comedy for about 4 years now and stuff, but just kind of like here and there, and I've been always trying to get to LA to do stuff,
Right.
and living out here in Ventura like with my parents and stuff, it's been hard, trying to find like, and like there was like little things here and there, but I was like, there's not like, I need that underground comedy scene, like that Wednesday workout thing, like
we have like a little bit of camaraderie there. It's like a family, But it's when we first started, that's how it was. That's what I needed as well. Like I moved to LA, and like it was fun and stuff. I enjoyed the people out there, but it was really cliquey. And I was like always trying to like feel like I had to prove myself rather than just showing up and working out and trying to get your minutes in. And then eventually learning like, it doesn't really matter about that. It just matters if how you handle yourself and how you approach people. If you're cool, are you nice? Are you? But yeah, in Ventura, it's nice, man. They have that. It's kind of rough. Gigi's is like I like it a lot just because of the whole idea of starting out. To impress these people that are at a dive bar. They're going through divorces. They're there to watch the Dodger game. They're there to watch a football game. They're not there to watch a comedy, you know? So you have your comics, so you can hang around, and then you can kind of vibe off that. But you enjoy it. You kind of know if you like want to do this or this is not for me, I guess.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is because I know a lot of, because I'm an actor and stuff, I know a lot of people who are performers. They like being on stage. They almost do their sets like a monologue. Yeah. They have it like set, and the timing, and they just say it, boom, boom, boom. And it's great. They can perform. They can do that. But some people just die in those situations. Absolutely. Where nobody's paying attention. No, and you're trying to just get a laugh, but that's like where real comics learn how to work the crowd and shit.
And then you could tell how comfortable you are in between those stages. But those stages, they're so vital, man. Where you kind of also have to go through that moment of like, oh man, that was horrible. I ate shit right there, and it makes it all worth it though in the end, man. Because when you do have that one set where you feel fluid and you feel confident in just how you were handling the crowd, or even your jokes didn't go up, but you're able to kind of spin off and maybe do some crowd work for a little bit, and you're like, man, maybe I am a comic. Maybe I can fucking do this shit. But it's fun, man. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like. It's like we all remember the first time we tried to pick up on a chick or try to try to do that, and when it didn't go well, it was like, this is the worst thing in the world. Like I'm never gonna hook up with a chick. I'm never gonna get pussy. And then all of a sudden, you do hook up with that chick, and you're like, that was so fucking easy. Like why didn't I? I just had to believe myself, and I just had to, But it's something about it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is because I see, like I said, I see both sides of the fence. I see these people who come from like the actor performer side, where they're comfortable on stage. They're comfortable on any stage, no matter what. Doing, being themselves, being a character, being whatever, they're comfortable with that. Then there's people who are like have that stage fright and aren't comfortable with that, and maybe aren't comfortable with themselves either. They go up there and they put on an act and they're not comfortable, and you gotta learn how to be comfortable being yourself
at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people, if you can do an act and you can sell it, and you're a performer and you can do that, then more power to you. But I like the people who could just make comedy everywhere out of everything.
And make it just fun. And
you don't need the right crowd. You don't need the
They're a different breed, dude, for sure. Yeah. And that's I don't know. That's something that's like just trying to get comfortable for me now. That's why I like doing Gigi's a lot, man. Just if I can go in there, eat some dicks a couple times, but dude, in the long run, it's gonna make you a more fluid performer. You're gonna crush it next time you go out and go do another set.
Well, it's funny because like one of the big things in my life has always been failure. Failing. I've I've been very talented, very blessed and stuff. So like usually the first time I do things, it's just like playing football, playing baseball, doing acting, things like that. Like I did it and just nail it the first time and stuff.
Right.
And then second time, nail it again. Third time, oh shit, you start to and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Like I used to like, and I'm not used to that failure. And that's what scares me away from doing things and stuff. And that's where it was with comedy. First time I got up on stage, the very first time I got up on stage was like 2013. I was going to New York Film Academy. I was taking an acting class and shit. We were doing an improv class, and the teacher gave us an assignment. She's like, one of your assignments is we're all gonna, and there's only like 4 of us in the class. She's like, we're all gonna come up with like little 5-minute routines, and one of these days we're gonna go down to the the Cafe, and do a little set, So we went down there one night, and the teacher went with us and stuff, and we all signed up. We paid $5, whatever. But it was just, she wanted us to just try something new, do something, and just like, because it's all this stuff like helps in our art. Absolutely. And what we're doing. But it's just that comfortability of being in an awkward situation and trying something new. And so we all went up there, and dude, my friends had prepared something, and they did all right and stuff. And I went up there and I didn't have nothing, dude. I was just high as fuck. But I was so excited because
just to get on stage.
This was something new. I was like, dude, just like fresh. North Hollywood, like fucking, like already like
just know how to handle that.
Yeah, with my friend, dude, and it was funny too because like with my friends, I was like, oh, they're all nervous because they're actors. I'm like, I don't even got nothing prepared, but I'm like comfortable. I'm comfortable just going up there. And I went up there, dude, and my set was so random, dude. I was talking about how I was high, and like when I'm high, I'm in my head, I'm in Mido's world and shit, and like people were just like I wasn't even paying attention to the crowd. I was just like I was riffing on shit, and people were just like laughing.
You paint that picture, man, where you're just like, come travel with me, come take these mushrooms, and just come on a little trip with me. Just
pretty much, yeah. That's the thing, because I came up and I was just like, what am I gonna connect with these people? I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna talk about who I am, because I'm like, I'm a fucking character myself. So it's like, so I just went up there and started doing that, and the next thing I know, I get the light, and I'm like, and then that was the thing where I'm like, okay, like
I already did my 5. I already did, yeah.
But then I'm like, how do I land this? And like where am I even at right now? Like I'm just talking, like I didn't even realize, like, and these people laughing now, they're waiting on the next thing. And I'm just like,
kicker.
All right, well that's my time. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
just like,
but it's the best feeling though,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Oh man, I mean, my first time was absolutely horrid, and like I invited people from work, I invited like my friends, and I just remember like my buddy was like, why do you want to do this again? I was like, oh man.
Okay, so my
bad.
My second experience was I was thinking like, okay, this was like probably 2 years later, and the way I actually came about it was I was doing, because I'm on LA casting, a whole bunch of casting networks and stuff, for little roles here and there, and I seen something somewhere about like a guy saying, oh, looking for comedians for a show and stuff. And of course it's one of those, bringer shows and stuff, but like I was like in, because he was like, I'm doing shows at the Ice House, Comedy Store, stuff like that.
Right.
And at the time I was like, oh dude, like that's what I'm trying to get to. That's
right,
like
right.
that's the end goal.
Right.
But I was like, I got the, and that was like in my head, that was my small minded thinking back then, like, oh, like as long as I'm there, I'm doing, but I didn't. But now I'm starting to understand the, like what you said. You want to be a comic, do comedy.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
like
do
don't.
it, like,
Yeah.
Like it's gotta be a part of you.
I thought like, oh, this one time I could go up on stage, do it, and then for the rest of my life I could say I'm a comedian. Just walk away and be like, boom, I did that. But it's like no, and it's like you got to keep working at it. And
it's a weird. We're all territorial. I think comics are the most territorial people like ever. It's a club. We have to make sure you can handle us. You have to make sure you can handle, doing your time, but. It's weird. It's a big dick measuring contest. I feel like even with the chicks, like chicks are like, I got a bigger dick than you. I'm like, I know, I already know this. But they're like, let me show you why. And it's like, all right, yeah, but you also learn off each other. It's weird. It's weird. Like I was even trying to get people's approval when I first started. Like, oh, if I got that comic's approval, I think I'm doing something right, or I'm doing something good in the community or comedy wise. And I look back at it and it's like, no, man, none of that really matters. Were you a good person? Do you have good content? Are you trying to do something?
Yeah.
If you're not a dick and, you're positive, you don't have to go suck every comic's dick off if they get off the stage. You just, I guess, just be like the coolest person you can be. But it is like, it's rough in the beginning when you first start. It's a lot of like hyenas, around feeding time. And like, you feel kind of intimidated, but at the same time, when you do great, it's probably one of the best feelings, getting like love from comics. And you're like, fuck yeah, man, this is why I do this.
That's another thing too. Is like, to me, it's more about not me just getting on stage, but putting on a show,
great show.
Exactly. Like I want people to enjoy it, so I want to,
you're a showman. You want to be and produce, like you want to have the best, and if not, you're gonna be like, of course, disappointed, but no, like that's where I'm shooting for. And if I miss, I'm only gonna miss by a little bit, but you're gonna enjoy the show.
Well, here's the thing: is like I come from a background of playing. I grew up playing team sports the whole time. So, but in those team sports, I've always been the person. In baseball, I was the pitcher. In football, I was the quarterback. I was the person in charge. And not just like in charge, but making sure that we all know what we're doing and we have a job and that we need to work together. Yes. Like, yes, everybody may look at me or like, you know, you may not get all the credit.
We're all equal.
But yeah,
we go.
I can't do anything without
you. As strong as
you
are, as strong as I am.
Exactly. You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's the main thing. And so, you know, I always try to find, like, you know, and then as I go to these open mics, I'm trying to find, who are the people that are trying to do, like I said, I want the people who are there every week and the people, or at least trying, you know,
or at least new material. And it doesn't, like, even, I understand people like work and stuff, but for me, it was like every time I hit that stage, I want to also try to bring up something new. Maybe you heard a joke before last week, I'm going to try to maybe rearrange it again, and maybe. But it's us always trying to come up with different content, good material, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing that I always do is because every week, I have like something in my mind that I want to go up there with, and then something happens throughout that day, or I get there and I see something, and it's like my mind just goes on to that. Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll go up on stage and I'll just start with that and stuff, and just start working new shit.
Works,
and if it doesn't, and just start building off and just let it go.
But
then when it starts not working and stuff, that's when I fall back on the old, because I know that shit does work, and even if it doesn't work, I know I could work it out. Like you
can smooth it out.
Yeah, and I can try different, because I'm like, okay, I know this hits in a certain crowd, but maybe this won't hit here. But how can I tweak it? Because that's the thing with jokes. It's all about like the joke is in there somewhere. It's about finding the right way to navigate
through it, and then maybe jump to another lily pad, to the end all. Like, you know, it's. But I don't know, man. Like even watching a lot of like the guys that like have been doing it for a long time, you could just tell they thoroughly enjoy doing it, but they have a storyline where they're I'm trying to go from here to here to here back to here,
and you bring callbacks and stuff, and all the you know you make that joke at the beginning, and you have that one punchline, and then when you go through you could bring that little punchline in for every little thing.
It's like I don't know, when I watch that, it's like I like want to jerk off to that stuff, because it's
genius.
It is, and you enjoy the whole like art behind it. You're like, fuck, man, that was so good. I love this guy's comedy. And then I don't know, man. Like even when they get off, I'm like, hey man, that was a really good set. I enjoyed that. I don't fucking care if they didn't, but dude, I learned something. And it's like, all right, that goes a long way. But even, you know, like I don't know. There's so many like even like producers that I'll like watch and how they run shows. It's like I appreciate that too. You know, it's like they a lot of people, when we do this, it's because we enjoy this. We enjoy making people laugh. I don't know. It's like we enjoy each other's company more than a lot of people think sometimes. Yeah,
and that's one thing too. I always I strive for is like I want to surround. Like I'd rather like fuck who I'm really on stage with and stuff, and like and the crowd and all that stuff in the green room. Who am I in the green room with?
Yes.
Like
who's got your back?
Yeah, who's in the locker room with me before I go on field?
Exactly.
You know? That's what I want to know.
It's like king. It's like that saying where it's like you have like you're a king. Your men will absolutely fall on the sword for you if they have to. You know they'll go to battle with you, and that's kind of like what you want. You want somebody that's going to be, you know, down for the pound, understand what you're going through, but also see they understand your madness and see what you're trying to accomplish. You know?
Yeah.
It's fun though, man. There's nothing like it. You know, this is probably my parents are both teachers, and I'm like, I could either be a teacher, or I could go do something. And like that was like never crossed for me. I'm like, I'm never gonna do that. Like I'm never gonna become a teacher. I'd rather be a comic, or I'd rather go work at a car wash, like before I even ever do. Because I can't imagine working with kids. Like I'm on shrooms now, so I can't imagine like me taking shrooms like every day. You know, or, you know, just trying to. I don't want to teach your kids. You know, I'd rather just make jokes and see where that goes or something. But
another thing too is like, you know, I believe everybody's teachers, you know, like growing up, my football coaches, they weren't teachers, but they were teachers in a way. They taught me life lessons. They taught me certain things through little, you know, so you're always teaching and stuff. And especially with kids, the hard thing about kids, and what I get worried about, like when I'm stoned around them and shit, is that they're observant. They're so quiet, but they might not. They're watching.
They're watching everything.
Yeah, even like that one day,
you know,
when Aaron's kid was there and stuff, you know, he was like, "You were at Artie's house," and blah blah blah. And he knew all this stuff, and I was like, "Damn, I totally forgot." Like, because I remember seeing you, and then but I'm talking with you.
You were smoking the funny cigarettes, and you're like, yeah. He goes, "You were drinking daddy sodas," and you're like, "Yeah, that was me." He goes, "Yeah, you were playing with that little baggie and sticking your key in it." I'm like, all right, enough of that, you know, but. I mean, it's but that's the thing though. It's like you always feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, no, man, I'm a kid too, dude. So
I know.
I don't care. It plays out, man.
Well, my thing too is like I feel. And I don't know. I'm not a parent. I'm not, in this position. It's a totally, biased
nice.
perspective and opinion. But what I think is hiding it from kids is even worse. I mean,
absolutely.
My parents, it's like if they were to hide drinking from me, it would have been weird because they go away and then they come back and they're acting different. And you're like, what's up?
What's going on?
But the fact that I see them drinking, it's like, okay, I see that this is what, it is and stuff. And understanding that, okay, that's for adults. Don't do that and stuff. And there's a time when, and I think that's what you need to educate kids on and what it, just really like.
That's funny. That's a trip because, dude, my parents, they don't even drink. Like, they don't, like, my dad doesn't drink. My mom doesn't drink. My mom grew up in, like, physical abusive. Like, her dad was, or her stepdad, her stepdad or something was like a horrible person. But my mom was like, I never drank, and my dad would never drink. But anytime I would see my dad like kind of messed up, he was like trying to fuck, like he was just trying to fuck my mom. It was hilarious. Like he would tell her things like milk me, like milk my titties and stuff. And it's like, wait, what the fuck is going on with dad right now? And my mom would be like, oh, your dad had a little bit of glass of wine. And it's weird because I'm like, I always like, I mean, I like to drink now, but now that makes sense as to what like I do when I like get a little. It's like I like to have a good time, man. I like to.
You get a couple drinks in you, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, milk me.
I'm like, hey, milk my titties really quick. That's just me though, man. It's but it's nice. I'm very fortunate, man. And it's cool. It's nice to like. Your parents, like, they appreciate you, they love you, and they have that support. But I think I look at that all the time. I'm like, we're very fortunate to have that. Some parents or some people don't even have mom and dad, so it's like they care about everything that I'm doing. They're even like, oh, what are you doing today? I'm doing a podcast, and they're just like, oh, okay, well, make sure you drive safe and make sure you bring the guy food and make sure you're nice and and it's like, hell yeah, dude. That's I'm glad my parents kind of raised me that way.
No, that's a good thing. What's funny is I realized something just yesterday, and I notice it every time I do it, but when I say please and thank you, and to random strangers, like when I go, I was at Subway the other day, right, and the person's like, okay, what do you want? And I was like, can I get this, please? Blah blah blah. She's like, you want toasted? Yes, please and thank you and stuff. And I noticed that like people behind me, like people don't say it, like, or even when you go up and buy something real quick, they just walk away, like, have a nice day, just little things. Like, it's not the biggest thing, but it's the little things.
It's the little things, man.
And I can see, and after like somebody helps me, oh, I appreciate it, thank you, I appreciate, just. And
it's such an example too, man. Like I mean, I don't know, just if we're like, I would see that and be like, all right, I don't say that enough, like maybe I should, and it's sometimes it's good to kind of be pushing that, being a nice fucking guy, being a cool.
I just feel like so many people in the world are underappreciated for what they do and stuff,
man.
And I'm not saying that, you should, but just appreciate what it's like, I appreciate the guy who makes my sandwich because I don't make sandwiches. I don't ever want to make sandwiches. So I appreciate that you do that. Thank you for taking that,
Thank you for doing that for me.
And it's like, and that's the thing too, is I've been blessed in that area of, I have a big family and all, like, everybody in my family is doing different things. I got the teachers, the people in medical field, the people in, electrical, plumbing, like all these different types of field, research and development, just different shit. And then I'm like, nowhere in my family do we have any comics or entertainers.
Right.
Yet, every time we get together at a party and shit, we're all fucking dancing, sing. We're all fucking entertainers and comedians. And we're every time we get together,
the party lit. Yeah.
We're always having a good time and stuff. But it's like we just never found a way to chant, or those opportunities were never available to them. And stuff. It's like one thing my parents and everybody in my life has done is create opportunities for me and stuff. And so it's like I have the opportunity to become an electrician. I have the opportunity to go to college, do whatever I want and stuff. Yeah, I choose to be a comedian. And some people may think it's crazy, but to me, I feel like that's the greatest story of my life. I even have that option.
That's just, that's on the table.
Like, think about it right now, dude. Man. I'm doing two things. I'm doing comedy and the podcast, but I'm still doing my job. I'm taking care of my,
and you're getting paid for both, so it's like, it's nice, man.
Exactly.
Like, it's a luxury, but also at the same time it's a gift. And some people, it's just what we do with it, man. Some people, they have the abilities, but they don't have maybe the support or the drive, or even just, I mean, a lot of it is just they're like being open to it and seeing like, oh, your abilities and believing in them. Be like, oh man, it's going to work out. I believe in myself. This is going to work out. And I don't know. I think that's one thing I do vibe off a lot of people is I got to make sure they have that belief as well, because that's who I am, man. I don't know. Even this morning, man, I take that drug test and I'm like very nervous with it. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna pass this thing with flying colors. And even though it's like But it's still just one of those things where, yeah, of course, it passed. And it was like, in my mind, though, a little bit, I was freaking out. But you stay positive with everything, man. Everything will work out, I guess.
Yeah.
Horrible analogy with a drug test. But at the same time, hey, man, I've got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, no. It's the fact of the matter. And it's, it's reality. So.
It's funny is my PO's actually, he's been to my comedy shows. He's been to 2 of my comedy shows. And he loves them. And he just has the best time. And he's like, man, I can't be telling you, like, I'm gonna come to more, or we should. But he's like, I believe in your comedy, man. And that's where I was like, hell yeah, dude.
And you know what? It's like you got to look at I don't know. With some people, I've never been like, I've been so blessed where I've just always done the right thing and stuff. But yeah, sometimes people get steered off and they do bad, but they're not a bad person.
Right.
And they just need, the right. And what's funny is I look at a story like fucking Joey Diaz, bro. Right. Fucking a guy who did some crazy shit.
Did murder.
Got a felony in prison. But then what did he find in prison?
Yeah,
fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Fucking get up there, make these. Fuck this movie. Then I'm gonna go up there and fucking make these. And that was. I'm not in a comedy club. I'm in a fucking prison with motherfuckers who, if I don't make them laugh, they'll fucking shank my ass.
Yeah.
So I better make these motherfuckers laugh and figure that shit out. And then after that, you just fucking. And it's not about the money now. It's not about, dude, he's fucking about getting on stage. He goes to the fucking fourth wall. He's at Bert's back room.
He enjoys it. It like feeds his soul. It does something to you, man.
Yeah. And, bringing up comics too, doing stuff,
something about it, man.
Getting Lee on stage, getting all these comics.
And even just hanging around, man. Just that environment where you're just
the podcast. Dude. He enjoys doing that shit.
He enjoys it, man. And that to me, it's like, I don't know, it gives me a lot of hope because it's like, man, yeah, I got a DUI basically, and that's why I'm on probation. But still, I'll get in trouble every once because I smoke weed, and I'm like, man, I got to make sure I don't. But yeah, now I always look at it where it's like, man, that's nothing. It's just gonna be a little skip in the road. This is what you want to do. I enjoy making people laugh. That's all I want to do. So yeah, I don't know. It will work out. It will work out. If not, no, yeah, it's going to work out.
Yeah. No, see, one thing too is like, and there's like 2 types of people in the world. There's the egotistical person, the person that I'm the only person in the world revolves around me, that type of person. Then there's the supportive person where like they're so selfless. They're about supporting everybody else and all that stuff. And I live in the middle ground, both of that. I can be the hype man, the supporter, and support people and stuff, but also at times I'm the star of the show. It's my life and everything.
Exactly.
But I feel like the best way to live is within both of those, because everybody is the star of their own show. I'm not living in your shoes, but you are a human being just like I am, and just like and the understanding, the empathy for that I have, like I understand that makes it easier to some people don't have that. They have this I'm the fucking world.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're just the computer player. Like when you play a video game and shit. Yeah. You're just the computer like random guy who's preoccupied or already pre-programmed to do this, that, and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna change you, and I'm not. But realize that we are humans, and we're able.
Absolutely,
just how I'm going through shit, and I'm at a time in my life. You're at a time in your life and shit.
And maybe that guy needs you right now at that moment, or whatever that maybe that person may need. I don't know, man. It's that's needed though. Some people don't have that self reflection and like think about that and be like, all right, well. That's always one thing I always think about. I feel like you're at my show. Can I get you a drink? Can I get this for you? How was your drive up here? Let me talk to you for 5 minutes because you were listening and being attentive for even just coming out or whatever. But that's the least I could do. But it's weird, man. You also can't. You gotta be. And like I don't know, I've been hearing from a couple people like you can't be too soft though, Artie. And that's why I'm like, man. I'm a little soft, and
You can't. You got to watch out for that because people will take advantage.
Yeah, man.
They'll mistake your kindness for weakness and stuff, and they'll try to. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta be that supportive person but you also gotta understand that you are you.
On yourself too.
So it's like. You're a great producer and you're putting on this stuff, but you're producing to give yourself a stage to perform.
Yeah.
So don't forget that. You know? It's like don't get caught up in being the producer.
Yeah. And that's the dude for a while, man. That took me a couple. We've been running it for 2 years over at that spot, but dude, that's how it was. I wasn't even. I was taking advantage of the time that I was given, and then just not doing anything with it other than just. Oh, I'm gonna make sure I'm giving it to this person, and I didn't ever get my nut. I was too busy focused on making sure like jerking other people off and stuff.
Yeah, like, making sure everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, man, yeah. And that's I don't know. It's now that's a lot more different, but it took some time to figure that out, man. It's you feel a little lost sometimes, but
well, it's trial and error too. Like people think like you're gonna they have it in their head that this is how things are gonna go. It's like you just gotta start doing shit, and you can't. you can't have expectations. Like you gotta have goals and stuff like that, but like don't ride on that.
Yeah, I think you were saying like
flow.
you have goals, you have like height, and then you like that way if you miss, this is where, and that's all I was like, all right, that's really what it is though. It's like you have these like idealistic goals that they're maybe a little bit too high, but no, like they're ideal, and
you gotta shoot for the stars.
And shoot for the stars, man. And you never know. You're gonna land in the clouds, but dude, you never know. And
but you're still hot. You're still off the ground.
And you're still off the ground, my boy, and you're still flying. And it's like, all right, that's one of the best feelings. Like I don't know. And sometimes I feel like sometimes guys will be like, Artie, you look angry, or you look like you're thinking, and it's like, no, man, I'm just. It's like a fine line between like angry and hungry. Like I need to make sure this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah,
and I'm just riding a unicycle, like kind of down the middle of it, and just trying to figure it out, But I'm definitely, I want this. This is what I want, and I mean, if I don't do well, I'm gonna not be vocal about it, but I'm not gonna be as if nothing happened. It's like, no, there's more shows to come, but I want to do well so bad to the point sometimes where it's like. It's like fineo, failure is not an option. It's like you're just gonna crush it right now, and it goes well, and then it just makes me want to just get better and better and better. And when it doesn't go well, it's like, all right, what went wrong, and go back to the drawing board and figure it out. But, yeah, man, it's a certain drive we all have, and some people have it, some people don't. Some people are like born to like split the atom, and some people are just. Meant to do one thing, but I'm meant to be a comic, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna work out. So
no, I see that, and that's why I respect, man. That's why I like you. That's why I had you on the podcast.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
I appreciate.
That's why I come out to Gigi's every night and stuff.
You have such a good vibe, man. I don't know, it cracks me up because I'm like, how much, like ass wise, is it one of those things where you're probably just. Boom, 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 nailing down chicks. Because, it's funny because I'll ask Aaron, and Aaron goes like, he's got his own swag, and how Aaron says it, and I'm like...
No, I don't do plow through chicks and stuff. I did it back in my heyday. But, dude, I like making connections with people.
Because you have that connection where people just are kind of
Here's
drawn
the thing,
to you,
here's the thing. Is back
that's weird.
In college days and shit, I found that, a lot of girls, they don't want to sit there and talk to you, listen. They just want the dick. If that's gonna make them happy.
But you're also like a good listener too, man. And it like throws me off because I'm like, damn, dude, you do have,
Well, that's the thing is like I'll just be talking to a chick, and she'll be like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, like blah 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 blah, and just right in my head, I'm like, you need some dick, and I'm not gonna force it, but it's like, you know what,
and then we'll have
just
exactly,
and right away,
Every time I try to leave. Someone keeps pulling me back. I don't know. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. It's the Mido special is what I call it.
Yeah. No, but one thing you were saying about how like sometimes you seem angry and upset when you're there and stuff. It's like me as a person, it's like I told people, it's like, yes, I am very happy and I love my life and stuff. Sometimes I may seem upset and mad. And it's like, it's just the way I am, man. I'm wired to get upset about certain things. Yes. But I always say, dude, I have every opportunity in my life. It's like, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like plain and simple. Like I wouldn't even waste my time. If I'm here and maybe I'm struggling through it and shit, it's like I'm trying to get through it, and I want to be here. I'm trying to be here for other people. Yeah. It's like, dude, even sometimes
it's a passion too. I don't know.
It's funny because when I started getting into the open mic stuff here, I started doing like the Thirsty Ox and the Noomba and stuff, and I was just like, because I wanted to get up as many times as I could. Possible. But it's also hard with my family obligations and stuff. It's like because I'm at a point in my life where my grandparents don't have very long, and I don't want to be gone when something happens to them, or I don't want to. I want to make sure that
you're there.
But at the same time too, I need time for myself, dude, because that's like I can't just sit here with my grandparents all day watching Wheel of Fortune, Jerry Springer and shit. Like I got to get out.
I always think of it like like during the day, or like because my mom was like that with me. She was telling me, like your niece, she's only gonna be this size for so long, and I'm like, damn, but dude, you spend as much time as you can with them during the day, whatever, to do what you can, but then at night at a certain time, once it's it's nights.
One thing about kids too is you also got to realize that that like time for them is like, think about how when you were a kid and time seemed like forever, bro, and you're just like, oh, like time, like now it's like, dude, a day goes by like fast. But remember how like when you were a kid, bro, like fucking a week of school was like, oh my god,
dude, it was the worst.
It's like now it's like, bro, like weekends come, like time's moving so fast, and I'm like trying to like do shit, and like I'm like, fuck, just trying to slow it down for a second and shit.
But that's the only thing I'm interested in too, is my grandfather, he's like, he just turned 90, and like I didn't get a chance to go to his birthday, and my mom was like, you gotta, around Christmas time, you're gonna have to go out there, and I'm like, dude, it sucks, is like knowing that, like, God, their time is running out just as fucking fast, and that's usually what happens. Like, kid, it slows down when you're older. They're like, nah, man, it's.
Well, it's the way, like, it was really after my grandma passed away that I had that realization of, like, because my whole, like, she supported me so much in, like, my performing, my acting, my everything that I did. She didn't, at times, she didn't understand it, but she understood that it made me happy.
Yes, that's the best, dude.
Yeah.
That's I fucking love that. That's the best.
And
man.
that was the thing, is one time she told me, because I was getting upset about stuff, and I was, like, complaining about, like, shit, like, because I want to do things. She's like, understand that, like, she's like, I will support you and keep doing this. And she, she was one that realized, because there was a time where I was thinking about giving up on acting, because I was like, because I failed one time,
and you were so used to just doing,
and then I thought about it, and I was like, bro, there's so many actors out there, fucking Morgan Freeman, fucking Anthony Hopkins, fucking guys, for Gene Hackman, guys that didn't fucking get a start until they're like 50 fucking years old and shit.
Yes, Kim Jong Un, or Kim, whatever his name is. Yes,
no, another fucking guy that I like is fucking Red Fox, dude.
Yes, Red Fox kills. Yes,
Red Fox was great until the day he died, but he was great when he was fucking 20 years old washing dishes in fucking Chicago, bro. Dude, Malcolm X. I read this shit one time. Malcolm X used to fucking work as a busboy at a fucking restaurant in Chicago and shit, and there used to be this dishwasher. He used to call him Chicago Red. Motherfucker was the funniest dishwasher he ever fucking knew. And motherfucker went on to be Red motherfucking Fox.
Hell yeah,
and that's what I'm saying, dude. He was like the comedy. There's some people that are just breed comedy. Guys like Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, just fucking doesn't matter where they're at, who they're with, they're gonna make. And that's what I learned about me, dude. It doesn't matter where. Like, dude, this weekend I was killing my family with jokes and just my presence too. I realized that I bring joy to these people and stuff.
And it kind of gives you something in return too. Right? It gives you some giddy ups as well.
It's weird. In my like, I don't know, because before this weekend I didn't really want to go out there and stuff, because I was like, I'm so strapped for time in my life that I'm trying to do other things and stuff. But I realized, like, this is something that I need to go do real quick and just get through it and stuff. But then while I was there, I was like, you know what? This is where I need to be.
Yes.
This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Know. And then, like, I worry, like I said, when I'm away from, like, my family and stuff. Not that, like, I'm worried about, I know they're doing the things and stuff, but I just, like, I like family time. I like spending time with my family.
Something about it, kind of like it brings you back to, I don't know, like yourself. I don't know. It resets you. You know, hanging out
and like, I'm the type of person too. I can't be around my family all the fucking time. Like, I need to get away and stuff. But yeah, it's like, we had my grandpa with us out there, and then and me and my mom and dad and stuff, and all my mom's cousins and everything, and just a lot of family we're really close to and stuff, but we just don't see all the time because we're all kind of spread out, and it's we're busy living our lives and stuff, and we really only get together for, like, parties or when unfortunately something this happens and stuff. And it was kind of cool too, because, like, it was like my mom's uncle who died, so it was like kind of her cousins and her family, like, dealing with that, and, like, I knew him and stuff, and I was sad. But whenever somebody old dies, I'm sad, but I'm not sad, because I'm sad when somebody young dies. When somebody young dies, and it's like, dude, you didn't live a full life. But I know my uncle, like my mom's uncle, he lived a great life. He had like
he raged, man. Yeah, for sure.
He had a full fucking life and shit. So it's like, and towards the end, it's like, how do you really want to go? I'm like, because you just start going downhill. So it's like, at least he went peacefully and everything, and it wasn't no suffering and stuff. And but everybody is torn up about it, and I realize that, like, I'm there to take, like, their mind off that stuff. Like,
you become like this show pony, but not really like a show, but it's more of just like they enjoy your company so much that they're in, like, a
little bit of a distraction, kind of, but in a good way.
In a good way,
like,
in the best way. Really, that's what it is. And then, man, I don't know, especially with, like, family. I don't know. I always try to be, like, not too. Like, I always get nervous because I have family from Tennessee, so every time I say stuff, I curse a lot, and so sometimes I get real nervous. And my mom, I think at one point she was just like, Artie, you just do your thing, man. Go and curse, because they enjoy you, and it's not like your family is gonna be like, all right, well, that guy's dead to me now. It's like, no, they're gonna fucking love you no matter what. But it was my cousin back in Tennessee. He was like, man. You California guys, you got a different swag about you. And it was like, it was cool, but at the same time, I just, like, you have this aura and this vibe that you bring to the table. Mm-hmm. It's a shame to, like, not let it loose sometimes when it's, like, needed. And so it'll go a long way, man. It really will. It trips me out. Yeah,
man. That's what I always try to have, like, positive energy and stuff like that. And, I feel like, one of the biggest things that Joe Rogan talks about is like intent with somebody. Yeah. It's not so much what you're saying and how you're saying it, but what's your intent. Yeah. Because I could say fuck you. But it's like I'm saying fuck you already. I know you know where it was. I can say fuck you like that. But if I went to somebody else and said fuck you,
it's like no, we're fighting. Yeah.
And some people will react different. They'll be like, oh fuck you. You know, they'll have a good time. But it's what's the real intent behind it and stuff. So it's like I'm always trying to find out people's intent when I'm talking, because some people and most people are nice and good and stuff, but right away I can tell when somebody has some hidden agenda or some
like
sneaky
something else. Like, oh yes. This is,
and I don't mind it either. You know, like I get it, because I used to be. Because
we all have our own agendas as well.
I used to be a little snake myself, but you know what? It's like I learned that I'm gonna get more in the long run from being genuine than trying to. Because like I said, it's all about timing. It's all about like I have this bigger the universe.
You have a bigger.
I can't. Yes, I could sit here all day and fucking hit you up and Artie, I want to do this podcast now. I want to do it now. I want to do it now and try to get you and shit. But it's like, you know what? It's gonna happen when we're ready on our time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
like, you know what? I'm not mad when I text you and be like, hey, can you do a podcast? And it's like, yeah, let's do it. Oh, sorry, I can't make it. It's like, no, I understand. Cool. We'll do it when you're ready. You know, because I also don't want to force people into something that they don't want to do.
Yeah, and like that was always like, because I remember I watched the first. I watched a few with but one with Aaron, and I was like, all right, this guy clearly, and then I wanted to meet you. Like there's numerous times where I just wanted to run into you and a couple other people that Aaron knew, and I was like, there's a reason why he enjoys your company. I enjoy Aaron's company, but just there's he's a comic as well, but like there's something I need to figure out. You're doing something, and it caught my attention. So that's why I was it's weird, man, especially like with working and stuff. You don't want to come off rude. You don't want to come off like, fuck, man, I'm gonna come off like a flake. But it's like at the same time, it's like, man, this guy knows what's going on. He knows my life. I got nothing. This is. You're gonna. I suck at lying. It's like do you have a big dick? Like, absolutely not. And but like you're gonna know that, man, and you're gonna know that it's just. Yeah. I think where my heart's at into it. So it's like I'm glad we were like able to just get this up and going, because it's been a long time coming on.
Well, no, one thing I liked about you too is like I said, I've been getting into this comedy scene a lot more within recent years, and I see a lot of that cutthroat thing with performers. With they just want their stage time. They're gonna do what they're gonna do to get their money, get their paycheck, and get out.
Which sucks.
I'm about finding that group of people that you can roll with, and let's all make money.
They're gonna go to battle with you.
I want to find people I can fucking hit the road with.
Yes,
and I can fucking go do shows.
And just enjoy the my comedy with them, and I'll enjoy their comedy. And I don't know, that's a big thing of it, man. I noticed a lot of people that when they do get a certain sort of like stardom, or they have. Some of them can be like dicks, but there's people too that when they first start out, man, that's they're just focused on their time. They're only focused on their minutes, and after they're done with their set, they're out of there. They don't care to know who you are. They don't, and it's like, all right, and it could go either way, but at the same time, it's I don't know. I feel like we're all on a different journey, and like it's weird because I feel like we all have this vulnerable stage too, where we're like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? Like, oh no, you don't. Okay, good. So we both know what we're doing. Yeah. We're gonna have fun trying this, maybe. And then it's like, hell yeah. And then it's weird.
You know what's fun is after a while, like I used to go to these open mics, and I feel bad, like because I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody
to do well. Yes. Yeah. You want everybody to feel good.
But I know when people are done on stage. The crowd may not know, but you know.
You know.
And you feel bad for them and stuff, and you want to help them and everything, and you after you just see that they keep coming out and you support them and you just talk to them after like a person. It's like, hey, I understand, it's all right, as long as you keep coming out and keep trying and stuff, like that's the thing and stuff, and keep working out and try, but also it's about the realization. They have to have those realizations
have to see it.
too.
And then sometimes you can't and you don't want to be a dick. Nobody ever wants to be a dick.
And I'm not telling anybody how to do their shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's that's the beauty in it. Is like it's an unspoken language where you will kind of feel it. I will both kind of feel it, and you don't even have to say it. But I'll be like, I love you, buddy, but I know you're trying to. I know I need to work on this. You're gonna be like, I love you too, man, and it's okay. You need to work on it. That's all it is, And it's weird. It's just. I think that's it was weird because my ex was also, I used to run the show with her, and that was probably one of the coolest things about running the show was that there's a good dynamics in that where you're able to kind of bounce off each other. And then I quickly realized it's not just with her, but it's with comics, you just have to really kind of indulge yourself and be vulnerable and just be honest, and because they're the homies, they're the people that you spend you guys know me better than my parents do. My parents don't know what I do from sun up till sundown. All they know is I go home, I'm there, I'm
you're
happy,
happy.
and I'm happy, and I'll have a conversation. But you guys know me. You guys know what I'm going through. You guys know how I'm thinking. You guys, so it's like, that's crazy how that's like, you know.
Yeah.
That's it's facts, man. It's everybody has. You just have to have good vibes, but also just want the best for each other. And if not, it'll show. I guess proof's in the pudding. You know, proof is definitely in the pudding.
But yeah, one thing I like about how you're running that open mic and stuff, and how you connect with these comics and stuff, because yeah, I've been to those places where the host gets up there and they're just like, all right, our next comic, boom, this person, just give you the mic, and then you just and then you're walking up there just cold. You know how to hype some people
I
up.
remember what it was like to just get called up when you're up next, and then you go up there and this guy, all right, this next guy, he's doing this, or I get transferred together with Artie Lopez, and you're like, all right, dude, and there's no fucking energy. No one's listening to a word you're saying. Now I got to do double the...
Who the fuck's Artie Lopez?
Yeah, I got to do double the work now to get... And so it's kind of like, you as a host, you owe that to the comic. Your comic says, show up to your mic. You owe that to them. You owe that to yourself. Like, dude, be a good guy. Be a homie. Try to amp them up and do your best ability to. Do your best. And if they don't do, after you pass it on, try to figure out another way, too, to, like, maybe if it's... I like to maybe like high energy and scream to the mic sometimes, and I like to try to play at the microphone. I like to do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Grab the mic stand.
Yeah, I'll throw my leg up, dude, like I'm doing like a cheerleader kick, and then sometimes it's just the energy. But it's like I'm hoping this goes well for the next comics. That way, this guy doesn't like, because I know what it's. I know we all know that.
You're just giving them that little push off the dock.
Yeah, we all know that.
You got to get that motor started. I'm gonna give you a little push off the dock.
And then you're gonna be on your way.
Start sailing, motherfucker.
But I would never want you to be like, all right, now I gotta really work here and fucking really pick up this energy, because Artie just introduced me as my name, and that sucks. And it's like, I know what that was like, man. There's a couple times over the Hong Kong Inn, and that was like death to me. I was like, this is, but it also like helps, because you're like, I really want to get this attention, and now I need to figure out how to do it. How am I going to do it? So I'm going to try it. Yeah.
You know what's funny is one thing that's actually kind of helped me, and it's something that was one of those things I didn't really realize until after, is how when you and Aaron bring me up on stage and stuff, you're always like, hey, this next guy coming up, he's got a podcast and stuff. And I'm one of the people, it's funny because even when I'm with people like my family and stuff, they're always like, oh, this, like, they're telling people. It was funny, I was with my aunt at the Colorado Bell, right? The bellhop guys bringing our stuff to the room, and she's like, we're walking with them and we're talking and stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, he's like an actor and he does comedy and podcasts and stuff like that. And the guy, and it's funny because the guy was like interested in comedy and comedians and stuff. He's like, oh, you do a podcast and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I just kind of talk to people and stuff. He's like, oh, that's cool and stuff. He's like, what's it called? And so I was like, oh, it's the Mido show, check it out and stuff. But I'm like, I don't care if people see us. I'm not really like, I don't know if people are gonna see us and stuff. I do this because I enjoy it.
You enjoy it.
But then it's funny because I realize when I'm on stage and you say that, like, that makes me think, like, okay, don't go up there and try to perform too much. Just be yourself, Mido.
Be yourself.
Because,
and then eventually
because if those people will like me on stage, then they'll be like, oh, maybe. They'll be like, oh, like, I'll maybe check into that podcast. This guy, like, I may not like what he's saying right now, but I like the way he's talking.
Just try to vibe first and figure out, how am I going to win the first, like, how am I going to win you over really quick? Just be honest with them. And just, I don't know, it's like a pure innocence, but it's like really pure, where you're like, dude, you gotta be, innocent, and you gotta be a little, I don't know, but it's just a weird thing where you just kind of have to like sacrifice, just not being cool, not focusing on trying to get laughs right away, and just being like, how can I just relate to everybody within 5 seconds? Yeah. And then I could do my jokes, because you guys will be on board after I relate.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what I like too. Yeah, when you get up there and just start talking to a couple people, just talk to them like people, and hey, how you doing? You guys having a good time?
It'll balance you out too, because you're like, all right, that went well. All right, now I can bounce over here. How are you guys doing? It's weird, man.
That's another thing too, is people get stuck sometimes on okay, I got one person. All right, let me just entertain that person, and they forget about the crowd.
Harp on them, and then it's like, God damn it, no, it didn't go well, did it?
And then that's another thing too, is like people like to be part of the show, but they don't want to be the show themselves. So it's like, okay, kind of make a comment here, but then don't just sit there, because then people are like, oh, now I'm part of this, and then everybody's looking at me, and now they're making jokes, and like people sometimes don't like that, and
you can't shut them down either. It's weird. You can't also like give them the light and be like, all right, now you're done.
Yeah.
And no, they're gonna be like, I got more to say. And
But
yeah,
you got to let them do it because that's where they're gonna.
And then you're part of
you
the
can't,
show,
you can't,
and then they're gonna enjoy your
look,
show.
When you have a kid and stuff, and that motherfucker walks towards the stove and goes to put his hand on it, you're gonna hey, no, don't do that. Put your hand on that stove and see if you do that motherfucking shit.
I've done it, you know. And I'll never forget it. I'm like walking towards it, and I just stick my whole hand on an old fashioned like heater, and I just remember having like the biggest blister. My mom being like, "Well, we told you not to do it."
Bro, it's funny though with comedy. Yeah, I've seen some people go up there and, you know, this white dude walked up there and he was trying to relate to some black people and it wasn't going well from the fucking get-go.
From the jump.
And he just kept, I was like, dude, these guys are gonna fucking jump on stage and beat your ass.
Those guys amaze me.
Like, I was like, and like the thing is, like, some people are like that's their comment. Like, he thought it was more funny that they were getting pissed off.
They're getting annoyed.
Yeah.
Than they were.
And I was like,
the show.
I was like,
I guarantee that guy's not getting booked anywhere.
I was like, that may be funny to you, but I don't know about for this
social
show.
awareness, man.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have it.
Social awareness.
Exactly. We just have no, like, oh, that didn't go well, like, at all. And then it's not till, like, afterwards that they're like, oh, I made myself look like an idiot right now. Like, oh, yeah, you did.
Actually, you know what? That's the best thing I could say about myself is I know
social awareness. You have good social
appropriate
awareness.
timing. I could say a joke anytime, anywhere. And you know what's funny is I made a couple. I'm at a funeral and I'll make a fucking couple jokes and shit, dude.
But you know where the line is being drawn.
Dude, I didn't say it in front of any of the family. I took my cousin off to the side after and I told him because I knew he was good because he noticed it. Like
he will love it, of course.
Dude, no, but it's funny because okay, so we're getting out of the church, right? And they got the hearse. You know, they put the casket in the hearse, and then they have a limousine for the family and everything. So the guy who, you know, is the limo driver, he's standing there by the door and stuff, just waiting the whole time, waiting. And then everybody comes up and he goes to open the door for him, right? The door's locked. So I'm like, dog, you got one job. You got one fucking job.
You fucked it up there, Gerald.
So he runs up to the front, he hits the unlock button, he goes back, the door's still locked. Tries it, the door's still locked, and he's like, fuck. So he pulls out the keys, all pushing the button and shit, finally opens the door and everybody gets in and shit. But it was just like one of those moments where like bro, you were standing there the whole time and all you had to do was make sure that door is just unlocked. So when
make
they come,
look cool. Make this look cool, and you didn't.
And in that moment, I saw that, and like I was like laughing, but it was a serious moment. You know, we're walking out of the church, and so like later I told my cousin, I was like, homeboy had one job and he couldn't do it. We just started laughing. He's standing there over like, oh cool, like you're just a limo driver, dog. You gotta open the door and fucking drive somebody where they go. Like not that hard.
Dude, I didn't realize like that job. I had to do a few jobs like that where it was like body pickup, and it was for like I you know, being an EMT paramedic, you have to be able to handle bodies. And I just remember this guy was like, hey, you know, you have to do a body pickup tomorrow at 8 a.m. And I was like, yeah, what do I got to do? He goes, make sure you wear all black, make sure you look presentable. And like I just got done drinking, like dude, I was partying, like I probably smoked weed like there was no tomorrow. And I remember getting dressed, wearing like an all black, and I wasn't thinking that like, oh, I'm probably just gonna go pick up a body. Instead, I had to go attend a funeral. And I'm just sitting there drenched in sweat. I'm like, and I'm sweat because I'm out of shape. You know, I'm overweight. I've been drinking a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say the alcohol.
You know, and I was just, but the whole time I remember people were just crying, and it was just so like, oh God. And then at one point I was like, I don't even know if I could pick up this body right now. Like, I don't know if it's gonna go well. I don't know if it's gonna. It was extremely awkward. That's my phone. I should probably turn that off. But
no, don't worry about it.
But no, it was one of those things where those jobs are you're hanging out with other people in the most vulnerable times in their life, and you're like, fuck, man, this is the worst, and I shouldn't be in charge of this right now. I should not be the one driving.
That feeling that you have right there is when somebody else is on stage, and you know you gotta have that when somebody else is on stage, that like you feel for them. You gotta be able to feel like what they're feeling, but also you're not there in their shoes, and you try to support them and try to make them feel better. Right. Stuff, like when somebody's struggling on stage and stuff.
Be a good friend.
Like dude, like I want to see a friend go up there and eat dicks on stage, and then when you come off stage, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna pick you up.
I'm gonna roast you. I'm gonna roast the shit out of you, make you feel so bad, but then I'm gonna make sure you don't go crazy. You know, and it's all in love, man, and it's all because we also believe in each other's ability to be like, hey, man, we all know that's just one. You're gonna be fine.
One thing I value the most in my life over money, family, all this stuff is my time.
Right.
My fucking time. The time that I'm giving you right now. Right. This is very valuable, and I don't mind giving it to you because I'm enjoying your time and stuff. But that's why I tell people, I'm like, if I'm sitting here talking, if I even say one thing to you, though, like I said, thank you, appreciate anything. Like if I don't like somebody, I won't even say fuck you. Guess what? that takes me energy. I have to say fuck you. I'd rather say that fuck you for somebody else.
Somebody else
who
deserves it.
You know what? I just turn the other cheek, walk away.
Adios.
You'll never see me again. All right. So today, the people who are in my life and the people who see me and stuff, and I keep and it's not matter. Some people may get angry that I don't talk to them every fucking day, or I don't hit them up when they feel that they should, and stuff. But whenever somebody, if somebody hits me up, I'll hit them. People always get like that. They're like, oh well, you never hit me up. Well, you never hit me up, motherfucker. Yeah. It's a two-way street, dude. Yeah. It's like I'm in contact with the people who are in contact with me. Yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on fucking Facebook. I'm everywhere. You got my fucking name in the phone book. Yeah. You got my fucking address.
You know where I'm at.
Yeah. You want to fucking come see me? Pull up to my fucking house. Yeah, I'm right fucking here. You know where I'm fucking at.
It sounds weird, but that's you
and not in a mean way.
Not in a mean way.
Reality.
No, I remember one time I was listening to this one comic, and he was like, when during comedy and like your time of life, you're gonna go through this, like, you're gonna have like this lane of like your career, and you're gonna just see bodies. You're just gonna see bodies that you just passed along the way, whether they're friends, girlfriends, relationships, but like they're just gonna be people that are in your life at the moment, and then they're just not in your life anymore because this is what you want to do. But also, it's like, I don't know how to describe it, man, but it's the worst thing where, I don't know, I've always thought about it where if you ask the big man upstairs to just be like, hey man, take away all my enemies, you'll quickly realize that you're going to lose friends too. You're going to lose homies that you're like thought were, good people to hang around. And then you're like, man, that guy really didn't want the best for me. And I wanted the best for him, but he didn't really care about my, it's weird, man. But
one thing that's interesting this day and age is like, that I kind of I enjoy it is like social media and stuff, because it's like
it's a big thing.
I like to peer into people's life without being part, like
really there in your life.
Well, not just that. Like, I don't want you to post this because like, because Mido's gonna, like, I'm posting this for Mido. Post it because you enjoy. It's your genuine moment. And if you're like the people,
you feel a type of way.
Yeah, it's funny because growing up, or like not growing up, but like from high school to about now, I always used to like see like a lot of my friends, having kids right at house. I'm like, oh, dude, you're having a fucking kid, like, bro, like, because in my life, like, I was like, dude, if I had a kid, fuck that shit. But it's like, you're happy, you're enjoying that. That's your happiness. Like, why am I mad about that? Like I thought about that, and it's like, why, like I would like just skip by it. It's like, you know what? I give a double tap to that. If you're happy and you're enjoying that and that's your life, more power to you, dude. And I wish you the best.
Absolutely.
I got that Tupac mentality, man. I ain't mad at you, dog. Like we was once homies and we're still homies, and I understand you gotta spend time with your family and
stuff.
But
there's like a huge there is like a definitive like line where you're like, we all have different like goals, and then some people like right away, they want to have a family, they want to have that, they want.
I got people who I grew up with and played sports with, and people who are my homies and stuff. And we may not agree on some. They may not like some of the things I say in comedy. I got friends that don't like my political views. They're Trump supporters. They don't like. I'm not a supporter of. I'm in the middle. Let's all get along.
Yes,
I don't want to pick a side. Let's just all fucking get along.
I love that. Hell yeah.
And so like it's like but I see people's perspective. I have empathy. I try to put myself in, like, okay, what's your position? Why are you seeing it that way? And who are the people
you get down to
you?
the level and understand, and you see it through their eyes, which is, I'm telling you, man, I know that's why, but like that's not common. It's not common nowadays. Most people, they give two fucks about that. And it's one of those things you could tell that's like that's a big thing in your life where you want to come off genuine, and it's not intimidating, but it's one of those things where it just makes me want to, like, like, all right, cool. That makes, I don't want to be ever disrespectful or. You know what I mean? It's just,
what's funny?
I want to hang around that.
Here's the thing, though, is that's a realization that I made after like social media and stuff. Because growing up my whole life, my family has they built me that way where I'm that type of person,
right? And
in a good way, where I'm family oriented and all that stuff, support people around me and all that.
But you give off that like energy. It's weird.
But now that I have the availability of like the social media and stuff, I see that this is not just because like I used to see like, oh, people do this in my family, but then I go and meet other people and it's like, wait,
No,
like
other
they
people do it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But when you see like social media and stuff and you hear people like from around the world or just other places and stuff and they kind of talk about the same ideas and it's like, okay, like other people like, you know, like the Joe Rogan podcast and stuff, Gary V, dude, like that's the biggest thing that he talks about empathy like a motherfucker because he has empathy for everybody and shit. He understands that we are all going through shit.
Level. Yeah,
you know,
sure.
And he tries to see shit from your perspective. Okay, what are you going through and shit? How can I help you and stuff, you know? And if I can't help you, then I'll stay out of the way and shit. You know, I'm not gonna try to hinder you or anything. I just want the best for you. If I can give you something to, you know, put you up another level, then cool. If not, like, and he also puts shit out there where it's like, take what's good for you and leave the right. Like, he's not saying like, oh, you should believe everything I fucking say. Like, fucking, I'm the fucking God, or here's the fucking Bible, or here's a cookie cutter solution to life. You know, everybody's different. But take what you can use and use it. And if you can't, then fucking whatever.
Takes what you can. Exactly.
And that's what I try to do with my life. It's like I don't tell people how to live their life or what to do. I just take what I have learned and what I've heard, and I'm very observant and very, you know, and my mind works in a way where the shit that I want to remember, for the life of me, I can't. And the shit that I don't know why I fucking remember
it.
I have
it's
the randomest
like,
fucking memory, dude. I'm just like, and so, yeah, dude, it'll be like I'll have conversations with people. I'll bring up a random fact and they're like, what the fuck do you know that? I read it in a book somewhere. I heard somebody talk about it. I heard it on a podcast or something. I don't know, but like when you started talking, like, and before that, like I would have never thought about that or known that was in my mind. But as soon as somebody starts talking about that subject or something, I'm like, hey, I kind of know some shit, or I heard something, like, and then I try to remember, like, where the fuck did I heard it? Was that real information? Or was that just something, or was I dreaming that shit? You know, because you know your mind makes shit up.
Absolutely.
You hear shit, you think you hear shit.
The
you
best.
think,
It always
know?
plays tricks on you.
Yeah,
It's the best.
or like Mandela effect shit. Like, was it the Bernstein Bears, the Berenstein Bears? What the fuck was it? You know, fucking was that Sinbad? Wasn't that a Sinbad movie with Shazam or some shit?
He's also a genie as well. You heard about that? That's crazy.
Yeah,
he also
dude.
played a genie, but he didn't play the That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's Shaq,
crazy.
dude. It was Kazam. It wasn't.
No. But you have to remember. What's his name also did one as well. Sinbad did one where he was a genie. And he tried to get it taken off, and then he tried to like get him deleted. And
no, that's the thing. Is my buddy the other day I was having this conversation with me. He pulled up the image. I was like, bro, I remember seeing that.
It was a movie.
No.
We all watched it. We all watched it when we were kids, and we didn't realize like that was not Kazam. It was another movie with
Shazam.
And you're like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know what I was doing, but it had to do with like somebody's cell phone and a straw, and I was just, and then we got into these deep conversations where I was like, no, you don't remember this, like
it's a fucking conspiracy.
yes, dude, yes, man.
Tower 7, bro. Tower 7.
Exactly. It got all in depth, and I'm like, wait a minute, no. Let's just calm down. Let's just relax. What's going on here? And it just cracks me up.
You know what's funny is like that's another thing too, is like people who are into like conspiracy theories and shit, because people are like, oh my god, they're so full of shit and stuff. It's like I find it fascinating. Like I want to go on that train. Like how do you believe that? Because like
I read somebody the other day that thought they didn't believe in like Jesus or the dinosaurs. They didn't believe in. I'm like, I get Jesus, but like dinosaurs, like we got fossils. How do you not?
What about Jesus? They found the cross, right?
No. She was basically doing the argument of like, you know, like it's just the idea of like in your head where, like, you know, I gotta like double check what it was, but yeah, she was trying to push the idea that he's not real. And I was just like, oh man. And she's like, it's just more of like the placebo effect in your brain that we're just taught this and da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right,
well, that's another thing too, is like I've, you know, because I grew up, you know, Catholic, Roman Catholic and stuff. And I've never really agreed with religion and stuff. I understand a lot of the things.
We have a belief,
and I believe everybody coming together and believing in something and stuff. But that feeling of like, oh, people like, if you don't go to church on Sunday, you're not a real worshiper and stuff. It's like, okay. Well, if God's everywhere, why do I gotta come to this one place? You know, and I started questioning things, and people, get mad when you start questioning. Oh, you should never question your God and blah 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 and stuff. And I'm a spiritual person, man. I'm a fucking. I practice Buddhism a little bit here, and you know, I'm not. Really,
you have an open. Good.
I have resources available when I need them. I use them. You know, I use my meditation, my yoga, my things like that. Sometimes I need to go work out. Sometimes I need to hit a punching bag, and that's my fucking therapy.
That works. Yeah.
You know, it's like I have these little things and stuff, and I know. And some people rely heavy on them. Some people live their whole life on the belief of God and their religion. Some people believe like nothing is in my control. It's all outside of my control.
Yeah.
I understand. Like I said, it goes back to the ego of like, the world is around you, but also you're in a universe with other people where that world is revolving around them and shit. So
I agree, man. That's how I firmly. That's just. I mean, I think a lot of people should be that way.
Look at that quote right there above where Aaron's at.
Be the hero of
your own movie.
Yeah.
If your life was a movie and it started right now, what would your hero do in that movie? Do that. That's what Joe Rogan says right there.
I always think about it like
Think about
where
it. Think about it. In a movie, if a movie were to start right now, you're not gonna see a baby being born and the whole life of shit. You're gonna
What's
see
gonna be your definitive line?
Artie Lopez, fresh out of the PO fucking office, sweating that he fucking passed the test right now.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
how
Like,
am I gonna get my life headed to that next comedy gig?
Well, that's the only way I think of. Like, I remember my dad saying, like, life is kind of like a play or a movie, right? And you're only given one stanza, and what is your stanza gonna say? And it's like, oh man, you're right, dude. I'm only gonna get one opportunity at this. You only have one, and if you do like. I don't know. You be the best intentions, have the best intentions, but just don't be a dick, man, and believe in your abilities, but believe in like what you stand for and what you want to do. Dude, you're gonna knock it out the park.
I also believe you gotta believe in failure. You gotta believe in failure.
Dude, you have to love it. You have to like eating dicks. You
Yeah.
have to like eating dicks so much. Where
But
you're
here's
like,
the
dude,
thing:
I
it's
can't
not
feel
about
anymore
how
at this
many
point.
times you fucking fall down.
No, it's
about how many fucking
up,
times you get up.
Back up, dude.
Get
It's like
fucking get knocked down. Dust
it's
yourself
the
off. Get
hardest
back
point,
up.
but
Fucking get back.
you do know a lot about people when they get hit in the dick.
After I ate dicks on stage. Okay, so here's what happened. I went to the Comedy Store to do that one gig, right? Okay, I need to bring 5 people. So I told like 5 of my family. Fucking like 20 of my fucking family members showed up, and then fucking 4 of my friends from Ventura who never said nothing.
You got a packed house.
Who never said nothing to me. Just showed like I'm out there talking to my family, and my friends show up on the patio of the Comedy Store, dude.
Yeah, it's the coolest spot to be when you have homies coming up.
But also when it's like only my second time on stage, and I was like, okay, I'm in front of my family, I'm comfortable, and random people, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But then my friends, I was like, shit, dude, and I had like something prepared and shit, and I was like, fuck, dude. That literally threw me off. Yeah. But then it was also like, okay, you got to be prepared for your situations and shit. Like you think you're like, I like living in that comfortability where I have that, but it's like, you got to be ready for that curveball, that fucking randomness. You got to be ready for it. And dude, I went up there, and it was funny because to my family and everything, and to probably everybody there, I probably killed it and did all right and shit. But in my head, I didn't kill my set the way I had it because I had a little bit of nervous in me. I was a little more reserved. I didn't go hard like I wanted to.
But they had a good time.
But
we forget about that.
The best comments too I got. I mean, of course, my family, they're gonna love me. They're gonna support me and say all the shit.
But the homies.
But even my friends, they're like, hey,
dog, and you did your thing.
Dude, I don't care if they said anything or talked shit or whatever. The fact that they just went out there meant a lot to me. And I
love that shit.
Yeah, they drove all the way out there and shit, and they enjoyed it, dude. And they had a great time. They're like, dude, you were funny. Like, I give you props for even going up on stage. Like, I can never do that and shit. And like that simple thing, like I was just like, oh, like that made me feel so much better and shit. And I was like, cause I walked, dude, it was funny. I walked off stage, and you know, it's like a bringer show. So I get off, and there's other people going on and shit. I walked to the green room, and I went literally to the front patio right away to have a shot because I was like, so nervous and shit. And it's so funny because I was standing at the bar, right, and I had a shot. This fucking white dude walks up next to me, and this is still when I knew big name comics and stuff, but I wasn't into like the underground and other people and stuff. Motherfucker was Tony Hinchcliffe. I didn't fucking realize it, right? Dude comes up and he's like, he like ordered a drink, and I'm sitting there, I take the shot and stuff, and he's like looking at me, and he's like, hey man, what's up? And I'm like, oh no, I just got done doing like a set, like my first set here and stuff. And he was so supportive. He's like, oh man, that's cool and stuff like that. He's like, let me buy you a drink. I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, I just need to chill because I got like my family there and stuff. And we had like a small little conversation and stuff, but it was kind of funny. Like I was like looking at him, like this guy wants to buy me a drink. I'm like, he looks a little gay here. I'm like, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
I thought it was. I did the Kill Tony, and that was a lot of fun, man. But just, I mean, yeah, you see these guys for the first time, you're like, that's Tony.
No, but it was funny because literally like the next day, I was watching because I follow Joe Rogan and shit. He either had him on the podcast or he was doing a show with him or something, and I was like, wait, because I'd seen like him post about him, but I never. So I clicked on his profile. I was like, Tony Hinchcliffe, who the fuck is this kid? I was like, bro, it's like that's the fucking dude I was talking to. Yeah, like, and he was just so genuine, so cool, like. He's just like, and that's the thing is like he's so comfortable at that place and shit, and like he just walks around and talks to people and shit. But I feel like if I would have knew who he was, I would have tried to have like some angle or try to or try
but it's
to
better.
cool.
I think maybe it might be better that you didn't know.
I think that like, and it was funny because I think the only reason he said something to me is he saw like I wasn't there to like I wasn't there to enjoy. Like I was by myself. I was having a shot. I was kind of like I seemed stressed a little bit.
Yeah, you were there to work.
Well, I'm not stressed, but like the stress was really like finally like I just.
He just saw you got done after shift.
Yeah,
and it's more like it's like watching strippers when they both get off shifts and they're like, we're taking off our bras. And like, how was your day? Like, I only got a 20 today. And you're like, oh, it's
fucking pulling the dollar out your ass.
Yeah. Where's that coming from? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's just, it's okay. You know, it's only a fiber. You know.
Why is it a wet one?
Yeah, yes. You know what I'm saying? Why is this so? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get drinks tonight. You know, it's the best. But that's that vulnerability of like we both just went through war right now. We're both trying to work at something right now. How did your night go? And you're like, man, I just did that right now. And he's just gonna be like, hell yeah, man. He's a legend, man. He's a legend.
That was the thing is like I just kind of like after that he was staying there and he started talking to other people and shit and I just kind of like stood off to the side for myself. Like I just needed some fresh air. Like I needed to be out because I was in the green room the whole time.
No,
went on
hot as
and it was
fuck
dude, it was the
in
main
there,
stage at the Comedy Store. So like I don't know if you ever been behind those curtains,
dude.
But
It's something. You have to understand. There's Farley. I mean, just dude, some of the best comics were standing in that background,
in that green room. They have this little table that looks like a little fucking piano and shit. And I was like, you know how many fucking lines of coke were done on that motherfucker right there? Like I almost want to just sniff the motherfucker, trying to get some little like 80s residue. You know what I'm saying?
What did they not have? You know, I mean, I was a big. I mean, I loved Lenny Bruce. Like that was, but like that's always one person. I'm always like, man, I'd love to party with that guy. Like, just see what he was like, or just see like his mentality of.
That's one thing I've always been. Okay, so here's the thing: is that's what I love about social media these days. We get to peer into that the behind the well, at least the comics that post in the green room and behind the scenes stuff. I love seeing that shit, the behind the scenes and all that shit. Before it's like you only see somebody when they have an HBO special or some crazy, or you go see them at a show and stuff, and it was like you never really saw the person. You just saw the performer. You saw the performer, yeah. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get lost because they feel like, oh, I'm just sold as this like commodity, and I'm not a human. I'm not a human being.
And I think that's also too where it's like. And
here's the sad thing is too, it's like comedy is great, but it's also comes from a dark place. I've seen a lot of depression, a lot of people. We see these things where it helps people, but it's also like there's some pain that some people are masking and stuff. And so it's like weird. I like to try to find out who people are and like what's your real fucking purpose and what do it's like. And I believe everybody should do comedy or try comedy or I feel like everybody should try everything at least once, like
at least, especially comedy though. Just going upstairs,
I'm not saying drugs and all that shit, but like do different shit,
like public speaking or like
exactly.
Do something that's out of your comfort zone, dude. You never know. You're gonna surprise yourself too. You're gonna surprise yourself. You're gonna come across and be like, man, that this is gonna go bad, and then next thing you're like, wow, that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, or that was actually way worse than I thought it was going to be. So then it's I don't know. I love that though. I love that about comedy though. Doing that like just outside art where it's a gamble. I really hope this fucking goes well, and if my nuts are ready to go, man, I think I got it. But if not, man, it's all in the pudding. You're gonna be like, man, that sucked.
Yeah,
that didn't go well.
But it's all about having realization too. It's like people gotta have that realization within themselves too. Like, is this what I want to do? Like, am I doing this to entertain people? Or am I doing this?
What do I enjoy this?
Because that's the thing is I realize like I like entertaining people. I told you this. I'm an entertainer. I want to either make people laugh, cry, sing, dance, fucking whatever.
Yeah, I want you to feel.
I want you to feel shit.
Yes.
I want you to feel.
Which is so different from like most people. They're like, I don't.
And that's where like I'm a good actor in that aspect. Like if right now I could fucking say some sad shit, I could cry and I get you fucking crying with me.
Of course.
Or I could say some shit and make you laugh so hard you could fucking cry.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I'm saying, man, it's a gift. Not everybody has it.
So here's another like quote thing I've heard in my life that is came from this guy Jimmy V, who was like a basketball coach for Rutgers University and stuff. They have an award for him for ESPY award and stuff. He was dealing with cancer and stuff, and he talked about his life and how after he got cancer, he started viewing his life different and stuff. He's like, I enjoy every fucking day I have. He's like, every day I laugh, cry, and spend some time in thought. Spend some time thinking.
That's pretty cool.
He's like, I feel like everybody should do that in their life, and that's how if you could just do that every day, spend some time just laughing, cry a little bit, and maybe it's not crying over something bad, but maybe laugh so hard that you cry. Yeah. But you need to let out. Everybody needs to cry.
Man. You do. And I hate how people are like, real men don't have don't.
Oh yeah, it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, blah, blah. Bullshit, man. It's kind of like, do you know how many? Like, I'm an emotional guy, man. So like, if I'm feeling a certain type of way, or I'm gonna let you know. But you have to understand, like that's how much passion I have into this, and I want this. I believe, or I want this to go, or I believe in us, or I believe in whatever it is that we're. But I want this. I don't want you to feel that way. Or it's weird, man. I have so much. Yeah, I'm very empathetic. I'm just like you in that sense, where like if I can tell you're not feeling good, like let me do whatever I can to make you feel better. And if not, man, like let me try a little bit harder and like let me figure out why. It's weird.
Or I'm not saying just try to like you just want people to be good and stuff.
That's really what it is, man. I want them to be the best. And then
it's like I understand sometimes it's like I don't need to do anything. I just need to be away or just give them the space or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like or some people don't want to cry. I'm not saying like oh, go cry.
Yeah.
You know, do it behind closed doors, but do it. Fucking go to the bathroom, cry for a little bit. Fucking.
But then just know, I'm here. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay. I did kind of like a big brother, but I just know. I don't know. I know what it's like to kind of start doing something, especially in comedy, and know that you're so vulnerable out there, and you're like, man, I just want someone to like me, and it's like, no, man, just so you know, we all like you, but just we have to do this for a little bit, and then you're gonna understand why. They're like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like people always see me so happy in life, and they think it's a bad, like, oh, I should never. They obviously in your family, and if you have kids, you never want to see anybody cry. You never want to see, you don't want to see anybody hurt, but that's life, man. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get knocked down. Get back up. Learn how to pick people up. Learn how to pick yourself up. Learn how to just surround yourself with positive. Understand that okay, this isn't bringing me good vibes. But change something. Make a change. If the formula is not working, make a change. It doesn't have to be a drastic change. Something little.
Just something's off. Yeah.
Sometimes it's people's attitude. They're just a dick to everybody, and people don't like them. Start saying please and thank you. Start being appreciative of the little fucking things.
Yeah, and that's all pretty much like that's just that's definitely why I started this with this mic in here in Ventura County. I just want, it's my only way of giving back for like comics, but it's also like my way of like kind of getting closer to them. And then, they're just anybody I'm gonna hang out with, I want to make sure it's people that I want to say like in the same industry, but I enjoy their vibe, and like it feeds my soul just like how it feeds theirs, and it's I don't know, it's a blessing, man. Like meeting a lot of you guys, man, Tinoco, but like it's like it's weird, man. It's there's a good vibe, it's a good fit. But it's like you guys also keep me like happy. It's like when you guys are like, hey, what's up, man? It like gives me something. And I'm like, all right, thank God. It's a good feeling, man. It's a weird feeling, but I don't think I could ever replace it.
Yeah. And what's funny is, like I said, going out to his open mics and stuff was always a good feeling for me. Even when like that first time I went and didn't even know nobody and fucking ended up meeting there and shit. But like I went and like I felt so comfortable being uncomfortable. Not knowing. And it's funny because people always worry about me. They're like, oh, Mido, like you come from a big family, aren't you used to be being around? I like being around where everybody knows everything about me. I love that situation. But I also like being in a random place by myself where nobody knows anything about me. And everybody's doing their own little thing. Yeah. And I just observe it. I just, And
I can just go in there and boom, boom, boom.
And just move about and let
silent killer. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I feel like when everybody knows stuff about you, they always try to make you feel a certain way. Like, Mido's not feeling good. I should go buy him a drink. I should go do this. This is going to make Mido feel better. Yeah. No, I know what's going to make me feel better in this moment.
And maybe
right
it's
now.
just you just,
I like to drink, but I don't like to drink all the time. I like to smoke. I like to smoke all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't need it all the time and shit. But like I it's funny because like people, my mom, it's funny with my mom. She's one of the hard people to understand my like smoking and stuff. But she's got it. She understands it now. Right. Like the other day, like when we got to Vegas, I was like, hey, first thing I do before I hit the casino, I'm gonna go grab some weed and stuff. And she's like, what? And I was like, well, you guys are gonna go check in. I'm like, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I was like, because if we're gonna be drinking and partying and stuff, I was like,
I gotta have something.
Yeah, I was like, I know my levels. I know I can drink, but I need to smoke. I need to have a balance because drinking the way my family, Mexican family and stuff, we get a little anger in us sometimes.
So
when that fucking drink gets in us, we want to start fucking being up in there and shit, talking shit, think we're badass and can fuck everybody up.
I love that, dude. Cause that's so factual. And you're cool. Like, dude, you'll fight everybody. The mailman, fucking, you're palantero man. You're like, hey, I'll fight you, dude.
I get that blood boiling, bro, and I fucking want to go. But when I smoke weed, like that's when I chill out. That's when I start like trying.
That's my dog.
That's where I start being more empathetic. Because like, trust me, dude. If I go to a bar and drink, I'm just gonna be like, fuck you, blah blah blah. Try to start shit with people. You want to try to push people and check them and test them and shit. After I start smoking, I'm just like, all right, just chill and have a eat. Like, it brings me to level and stuff. So that's like my regulator of shit.
Hell yeah.
And even when we were leaving Arizona, I wasn't feeling good because like we woke up that morning and I had kind of been drinking the whole weekend and shit, and it just wasn't real like eating and stuff. And I was like, fuck. And then I knew we had to like drive back, and it was like a fucking 5-6 hour drive. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'm going to go over to the dispensary real quick. She's like, what for? I'm like, I need to go smoke or something. Like, I'm not feeling good right now. She's like, well, maybe it's the heat. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, it is a little bit of heat, but I know for sure what's going to make me feel better. Yeah. Like
I know it's going to make me feel better.
Yeah, I was like, I can sit here and try to drink water, try to eat some, and try to like push through it. But I was like, if I just smoke right now, everything will be fine. So I went and got myself that little pen just to make it back and shit. And, it was hitting down the way and felt better and everything. And, that's the thing. It's like do what makes you feel good. Find out, what makes you feel good.
This is what I want to do. This is I guarantee, man, within the next next couple of years, man. I'm gonna be a somebody, and I'm not gonna miss. I enjoy the community right now. I enjoy like the people I'm hanging around with. So I just want to keep it, let it roll. Let's let it keep rolling basically, and see where we end up. So,
well, Artie, I love you as a performer, as a producer. I got a lot of respect for you.
I appreciate you, man. I respect your hustle, and just know so like it inspires me as well, man. I appreciate you letting me have on be on it today, man. This is a long time coming, so I appreciate it.
Shout out to Aaron Anderson Comedy for
Big Dick Daddy over there. Yes, Aaron Anderson.
No, it's funny because I had heard about the Smoke and Mirror. Like I said, I've been plugged into the thing, and I was trying to find out which open mics, like where is it worth my. Like I said, my time is very valuable. So it's like if I'm gonna go out to a dive bar on a Monday or sometime during the week, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not just because I also need a break too. I need that.
Yeah,
I need to get away from my parents. But I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. I need to go out and drink for a little bit, but okay, how can I hustle this comedy?
For sure.
So I was like doing all this stuff, and I'd heard about the Smoke and Mirrors, and I was trying to make it out there and stuff. And then when he came on, he's like, dude, you gotta meet Artie and stuff. And I was like, okay, now I definitely gotta go out there and stuff. And I enjoy it. That's my new Wednesday workout place, man. Be there every week when I can.
Appreciate you so much, dude. Yeah, man. GG's Cocktail Lounge every Wednesday, 9:00. We're gonna be there, 2493 Grand Ave. It's your favorite comedy spot here in Ventura County. Come check us out. Next week we have a little bit of a light show, but we're trying to get Greg Fitzsimmons up there soon. In the works with Kyle Kinane, trying to work good with him. A lot of these guys are they're good at emailing you right away, and then they'll go on like tours or something, and then you're like, all right, dude, now I gotta figure out when's the best time to contact these guys. But yeah, man, it's an up and comer, man. We're gonna see we get some more bangers in there soon.
And I'm no producer, and I'm not, but I would say the best thing is just try to have on their time, don't try to force it.
Don't force it. Exactly.
Hey, if you can, keep throwing off out
keeping
there.
it open, and then eventually they're gonna see like, and that's every comic has that kind of patience, but they also want to get like content out there, and they want to. Everybody's always looking to get bigger and better crowds. So Ventura County's it's on its way up, man. So
like I said, I like to be a comics comic. I like to meet comedians.
It's way better to be a comics comic.
And plus, I'm I'm plugged into so many different mediums. I like doing I like filming stuff. I like doing movies, television, sketch things, stuff like that. And comedians, I could always use a fucking comedian, man. Like I'd take a comedian over an actor any day. And shit,
my man, dude. No, I appreciate
love that
shit.
Man. But man, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
people, if you're on Instagram and stuff, go follow Artie Lopez on it. What's your hashtag?
Artie Lopez, haha. It's that's for my Instagram. It's Artie Lopez, haha, and then Artie Lopez for Facebook, and coming out
Smoke and
Mirrors every Wednesday. And babies, we're doing it. Papa Bear's in the building. We're about to leave, so I appreciate your time, man. This was fun.
This was a good one, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Tune in next time. We'll have some other good guests and stuff, or we may just do this shit again. Who knows? But I enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for coming, Artie.
Thank you, homie.
All right, Aaron, thank you for setting this up. I appreciate you, man. All right, all you guys at home, take care.